Hey
We
guys,
were talking
welcome.
it. We were talking as we got into this one. We weren't ready with the intro.
Intro. Hey guys, it's Cody and Jordan here for lunch with the Good Rep Boys. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? Let's quick get the pose for the thumbnail. How do you wanna do this? You wanna think that's good? One more?
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Hold on.
You don't like it?
I, I touch my face too much.
Hello?
I don't think I should touch my face as much as I do.
Well, what do they say? It's like anxiety, and we're new here. We're new to live streaming. This is our second live stream ever. If you're joining us, well, welcome, man. We're gonna have that little bit of anxiety. We're working through all those things. You know how it goes. Now, while we are getting all set up here, we usually spend this first couple minutes getting links out, making sure we get invites, making sure everyone is able to check us out. Jordan, fill the space.
Oh! Fill the space. Sorry, I was checking a work message that came through. Shouldn't do that in the middle of a podcast. We learn
Well,
baby
we're
steps,
done
baby
with work
steps.
right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably should have checked it right before we went live, but no, I had to check it right after. Um, what am I filling space with? Where are we? What is this?
Well, that was good. We're good now. I've got all the links out.
Who
Uh,
am I?
who am I? Where am I? What's going on here? Oh man. Well, hey, welcome to Lunch with the Good Rep Boys. This is going to be our second episode, and our game plan is to give you just some tips if you're a small business owner that you can go out and do right now in order to help out your business.
Do
Honestly,
you
there's
guys
a
ever
lot of
find it a
things
little
that you
little
can do.
rude that we do lunch with the Good Rep Boys at 12 o'clock and I can't even eat until 1 o'clock?
Well, we're
You,
not
you, don't, you
eating
don't you don't
here.
find that to be a
When
little disrespectful, Cody?
when we do the mukbang, the good rep mukbang, we'll start it at 1. Which, but if you want to get into it, what do you do? Which is it's been going great for you, man. Like major, we snaps.
Oh, like what like as far as like my diet and everything that was
Yeah,
like that I just
intermittent
shoehorned into the
fasting.
conversation there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just been doing a lot of intermittent fasting. I can only eat from 1 to 7 p.m. and I attribute that to a lot of my weight loss. I started March 1st at 260 pounds. I am down to about 215 right now.
Hell yeah,
At
and that's that
June
good shit,
17th.
man.
Yeah, it feels good. It's been that. It's been a little bit of um, like just healthier eating when I eat, and then some workouts, little tiny workouts too. It's not like I'm like going to the gym. Like we had our 10 o'clock meeting. I muted my microphone and I was sitting right there, or standing right there, just shadow boxing, working up a sweat in the middle of our meetings. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I've been seeing on I know you're not on TikTok,
I'm
but I've been seeing these TikToks about getting the jitters out. Sometimes you just gotta vibe, man. You just gotta
mhm.
get up on your feet, bounce around, like get your blood flowing, get your muscles moving, get like air flowing through your veins, blood flowing through your veins. That one.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
know, air is bad. Air is bad. You do not want air in your veins.
Air is on the blood. It needs to be there. Air is
Oxygen is in
blood.
the blood. Air is not.
Okay, okay. Let's get technical here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
oxygen is in the blood. Air is not. That is you are dead. Like you inject a syringe of air into you, you are dead.
I yes, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no, we'll do a good rep mukbang one of these days. We'll both go out to our favorite fast food joints and we'll come back and we'll start at 1 instead of noon so we can hit that window.
That'd be
But
wonderful, Cody.
we're all inclusive here. We like to make sure that everyone's having a good time. But anyways, let's just jump into it. If you're a small business owner, here's some tips from both of us. We're gonna spend 25 minutes talking about things you can do today, right now. It'll take you 5 minutes, and it should help you out.
Yeah,
It'll
just
help
to,
Google
just
recognize your business. It'll help you rank, all that good stuff.
just to kind of preface it a little bit, we know that SEO in marketing is intimidating. It's something that not a lot of people understand or even know the importance of. But if you do know the importance, it can be a little daunting to kind of try and tackle it. Especially if you're a small business owner, you have 1,001 different things that you're already worried about and trying to handle, and you don't got time to focus on your website, building up SEO, or your online presence as much. But there are small things that you can do once, and you may see a lot of improvement in your rankings or in the traffic on your websites.
Yeah. And honestly, I think it starts with your Google business profile. Like first foremost, you should 100% start with claiming your Google business profile if you haven't already. I cannot tell you how many like small businesses I see, especially like brand new ones. People are starting a new business and they're like, Google business profile. What is that? Google, like when you show up, oh, that's how I show up on maps. Blah 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 blah. You can explain it to them. They're like, yeah, I can go claim that, but then they don't complete it. They don't fill out the information. They don't, you know, jump through Google's hoops to make sure that they verify their business. So step one, verify your business. If you don't have a claimed Google business profile, do that. It might take you a little bit of time. This one's not 5 minutes because they might need to send you a postcard to prove that you're at the address, which, I mean, logically, you want to know that a business is at an address. So if you list your address on your website, you want to list that on maps. Google is going to send you a postcard to verify that. It's real simple. They just give you a code. But it takes you like 5 minutes to go click that button on your Google business profile, claim listing, or create listing, and go get that done.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. That very like the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do that makes the
Yeah,
biggest difference.
exactly. And I
I
mean,
think I think
I
most of
think
the other stuff on this list will probably end up being little things that's like, yeah, but I'm not techie enough to like get in there and like do like this little thing you're saying. It's still a little daunting. This is like something that it's you fill out a form basically and it's done.
mhm. Yeah, it isn't something to figure out. It's answer questions about your business.
Yes.
Now, moving on from that, here's a couple of ways to answer those questions that might be a little bit better. Because if you are a service-based business and you're listed in, the downtown area of your local metro hub, near us, we've got Grand Rapids here, but surrounding Grand Rapids, we have Wyoming and Granville and Jenison and all of these different neighborhoods and boroughs that are in this like little 15 to 30 minute drive from downtown Grand Rapids. So when you list out your service areas, include all of those. You're not just in Grand Rapids. You're not just in East Grand Rapids. You're not just in Breton Village. You're not just in Wyoming. Because if you're in Grand Rapids and I am in Wyoming, it's a 15-minute drive to get to you.
Yeah.
That's not a distance for me. 100%. That's part of your operating area.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, you could be
I think this
you
is
could
a
be on the
crazy.
border. It's like I could be closer to somewhere in Kentwood than I am to somewhere in Grand Rapids, and I'm technically in Grand Rapids.
Well,
But like,
exactly.
but I'm on the east side, and it's like I just hop across the street, and now I'm in a different area, and now these people aren't finding you when they search for you because they're
Yeah.
only looking specifically in their one city. It's like expand. Worst case, you actually don't end up being able to help those people, but like at least they know about you.
Yeah.
Like not having the client is the same as not having the client, just in a different way. So
Yeah. And I mean, being able to kind of go to Google and be like, hey, I will help more people. Like having a larger service area gives you more reach. It gives you more authority. Google looks at you and you're like, oh, you can help all of these people compared to other people in your industry. Like I always go back to massage therapists. I keep going back to like spa owners or lawn care
it's what we
companies
have
because
the
these are
most
the
experience
people
with.
we work with. Yeah. But if you're a lawn care company, you're traveling out to go do services in a wide area. Maybe you're not traveling to other cities an hour away, but a 30-minute drive, if you get enough houses out there, that's a route that you want to take. And so, listing those service areas, expanding those service areas, um, it's a really easy step. Recognize that there are people who will be searching, searching in those areas for your services, and you want to show up. I think it's really funny. So, actually, growing up, I lived out in Greenville. Greenville is one of those areas where you could list for Grand Rapids, but possibly not. It's like 35, 40-ish minutes out. Um, but when I lived out in Greenville, I was on the border. I had a Greenville phone number, but I had a Rockford address. And so I was like right in that center area, and I'm that person who, when you buy an ad on Facebook and they targeted Greenville, they wouldn't get me because my address was in Rockford. But I'm the people who, when they hit me with the Rockford ads, I went to Greenville School District. Greenville was the closer town. It was, I mean, an easier drive for me, and so I was associated with Greenville. But I always got the Rockford ads, and it's like you want to hit those people who are on that border that
Yeah.
they want to be marketed to too.
Yeah. And like I said,
Hmm.
worst case is like you don't get the client, you don't get the customer, but you weren't going to get
Yeah,
them anyways. So really, what's the difference?
yeah. And along those same lines, business and service hours. A lot of these, single owner service based businesses, you operate with a very strict schedule. Um, we worked with a business owner who was like, I don't work Mondays or Tuesdays, and then I work 5 days, but my Wednesdays you know, are 9 to 5, but my Thursdays are 10 to 3, and then my Fridays are only from 5 to 8. And so it's a very varied schedule with no consistency. And when you have that varied schedule with no consistency, even if you're letting Google know that, Google can look at that and be like, ooh, what's going on here?
Google views
Google knows that
consistency as
businesses are,
legitimacy.
yeah, it just raises a question. And it's not like it's a big deal or anything like that, but when you can expand those hours, you're also more likely to show up. Uh, Go figure, if you Google something, you don't want to find a closed business. You don't want to Google something on Monday, like if you're a lawn care company and your office is closed on Mondays because, everyone's out in the field doing their jobs that day. Well, if I want to call on a Monday to find a lawn care company and the office is closed and I can't reach someone, Google's not going to show me your business profile because you're closed. It's not relevant for me. I want to find someone now. So what we've actually had success doing is setting up automated phone systems or finding a way for a voicemail messaging system to work for you, and then being able to kind of expand your business hours. There are a lot of different systems for this. You can get as complicated or as simple as you want. I would expand business hours, set up a voicemail, be ready to check those voicemails. At this point, your phone, any phone at this point, I think, should be able to translate all of your voicemails into a text form
I don't know,
and then
probably
be
not if
able
you
to
have a
tell you
jitterbug.
exactly what's needed. You don't think so?
I don't know. Actually, I think the jitterbugs are basically smartphones now too, so I have no
Uh,
idea.
yeah. I Cell phones are getting crazy on me,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They can do
I don't
way
think
too
you
much. So I'm
even
like,
can you even go buy like a flip phone, just like an old Nokia flip phone or like a old brick or something like that? Can you just go get one of those, or like does it have to be like touch screen,
I'm
smartphone? Like
sure.
not that I would want one of those. Like, I'm techie enough that I want to have my smartphone. I want the phone that can
Well,
do the
yeah.
newer, better thing, but some people don't. And
Yeah,
I'm
they have to
not to
exist. I mean,
tangent off on
you
talking
can't.
about the cell phone industry really quickly here, but like, what are they doing?
Well, no, no,
What are
no.
they
This is
doing? Get it
pertinent
together.
information. You can go. You have to be able to go to like a Walmart and buy a flip phone. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way.
yeah. I worked at
It's
Meyer
it's.
long enough to realize that you can just go get like a flip phone at like a track phone flip phone at Meyer. Yeah, but I feel like
Well,
even
it's
that does more than they used to. Like I'm
well,
willing to bet there's probably an interface in there that's like, why is this not just press like 10 buttons and press the green phone? Like.
I I love the. I think we talked about this. I can't remember if it was in our last live stream or what, but I was like, yeah, I had to make a phone call. Compare that to how
Yeah, you were
we
doing
make
that,
phone
and I
calls
was
these
just
days,
like,
man.
yeah.
It makes me feel old sometimes.
There's my screenshot.
Hello.
There's my.
uh, but yeah, at this point, these smartphones, they probably have the capability of having an AI answering agent directly on there. You can probably set that up in your iPhone. Like, yeah, I want Siri to answer and screen my calls at this
That's
point.
a good point.
Like,
If they don't have that, that's something that needs to be pitched. Like, let me build a phone tree on my personal phone. Like,
Well, and
it,
I think that's something that Apple actually like unveiled at their most recent
that makes
like
sense.
conference or something like that. They talked about how they were going to have an AI agent who can screen calls for you. So like if a spam likely or whatever call comes in, they can have an AI agent answer and like screen that call to make sure it's something you legitimately
Oh
want.
no,
That's
my AI phone just signed me up for a timeshare.
yeah, I was gonna. How terrifying would that be, man? Because you'd have
That'd
to
be awful. Because like that
like,
means
what
that
if you
also has
gave
access
the
to my phone that has like my, has like my card
has
on
your
it. It's
wallet,
got
has all
everything.
of your
Yeah, my
everything?
wallet, my card, all my passwords.
Mm.
I just I just hope they get me a good one.
Yeah, and I'm imagining like what if you'd have to like give it you'd have to give it authority. Like you'd have to like sign the terms and conditions
Yeah,
for the AI.
yeah.
But if it's on your iPhone, it's probably just part of
It-
Apple's 64-foot long whatever document of
That being
terms
said,
and
like
conditions that
any like contractual thing that it agrees to or pays for or anything, I'm sure can be voided out pretty easily by being like I didn't agree to that. Like,
but if you
unless there's
sign
something
up
in
to
there that I
agree for the
agreed
AI
that
to
like
sign
it
for
can
you,
speak for me, and it's like, oh no.
well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm worried about. Is like you signing away your right and being like, yeah, this AI can speak for me, like power of attorney, like giving
Yeah,
your AI power of
yeah,
attorney.
yeah. It's
Woo!
they just gotta slip that in like under everybody's agreement, and then like 10 years from now, everyone that has an iPhone will have agreed to this, and they'll be like, now we're gonna go ahead and give all your bank accounts right to Apple. Like, and you've agreed to do
Well,
it.
now, okay, we're a little off topic. Forgive us. This is how lunch goes. Lunch
Yeah.
conversations meander. But now, have you ever had like ChatGPT or an AI read over a terms and conditions and be
No,
like,
I
hey,
have
does
not.
anything in here stand out to you?
No, no.
Now I'm kind of like,
I'm still in my phase where I'm just accepting everything that I come across and just
well,
hoping that I don't get South Park Human Centipede. Like, if you're familiar with the episode of South Park.
it's so funny enough, I have not watched South Park in a hot second, but I am familiar with Human Centipede,
Yeah,
and
they
I don't
really
know.
neither have I, but they combined like the Apple terms of service with like the human centipede, and then like anybody who like agreed to the Apple terms of service
Oh, they became
agreeing
part of
that to be
the.
put into a human centipede, and then they called it like the human centipad. Like an
I
iPad, but
remember
then it
that.
was a
Yeah,
human
yeah, yeah.
centipede. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
I'm just thinking about parts of that episode. That was so funny. Yeah, Sarah, that was a great episode.
It was a great episode, Sarah.
Uh,
That's an old one too,
that is
isn't
a
it?
pretty old one. That's an older
Like,
one.
well, when I say
I think that was
old,
like
and
I
I'm
think
like
Steve Jobs was
2018,
still alive when
20
that one
versus.
came out.
Jeez, crazy. Anyways, back to the topic.
Back
What
to
else
what were
can
we
you use
talking
a
about?
small
Where are we?
business to
Who are we?
This is Cody and Jordan with Good Rep Lunch with Good Rep
Right, right.
Boys.
Sorry, my brain just needs the
Here's a
refreshes every now and then. The cookies bog it down, and I need to clear out the cache every now and then.
you know how it goes.
Hmm.
But okay, another thing on your Google business profile that you can do: add all of your services, add descriptions for all of your services, and make those descriptions something that the customer would actually want to read. A lot of times, you have extremely talented business owners who have an extremely in-depth knowledge of what they do, and then they write a description of like, I can do this service, and I read that description, I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about here. You've mentioned four brand names that I've never heard of, and I'm trying to sign up for a lawn care. Like, I'm
Yeah,
trying to sign up for a massage. What does that mean? And so you need to look at all of your services and all of your service descriptions as though you're a customer. If I'm a customer and I don't know this, what am I seeing? If I am a customer and I don't get massages very often, you're a massage therapist, I come to your services and I look at them. Am I going to know what your services are? Am I going to be able to tell the difference between all of them? Do you have something basic for me that calls to me because I have no idea? I've never gotten a massage before. I'm new to this. Those are the types of things to think about when you're coming up with those descriptions. Your skills and your expertise is phenomenal, but I mean, I think Jordan, you've seen this once or twice.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I started to laugh there as you started to say it because yeah, no, I've definitely had my fair share of owners, CEOs that maybe just have their hands in a
Oh,
few too many baskets. They're thinking about a few too many things. What was the you? I think you said something about like balancing spoons once before.
yeah,
Um,
we're
and
juggling
and
spoons.
yeah, and while they have great vision, they're succeeding, like they're doing good, but like they maybe are stretching themselves beyond their own like knowledge. They maybe are missing some easy to miss things, and sometimes, like you said, the services will show that you're like, man, this is a jumbled mess here. Like, what am I even signing up for at this point? And
Hmm.
to be able to clearly and concisely like tell you what you are providing, that is where Google is going to find the value in that section there. Like if Google can look at it and be like, oh, I know what services this company provides, I can share that to everyone, because Google doesn't want to share something that it doesn't understand. And so
Yeah.
if you are unable to articulate what it is you provide, Google isn't going to share that to anybody because it doesn't know what you're providing.
Hmm. And it can be as simple as, hey, my customer will Google manual lymphatic drainage massage. So I'm going to make a service called manual lymphatic drainage massage, and then I'm going to have a description that says a manual lymphatic drainage massage includes these, and this, and it helps with this, and this. It's a basic description, but it matches exactly what that person who's Googling that wants. Now, I'm not the expert on your business. I'm not the expert on what you're doing. So you know what people are searching for. If you are in HVAC, if you're a lawyer, if you are, an esthetician, you are a stylist, you know what people are Googling when they want to find you. Or hopefully that's something you can find out or
Hmm.
research. Because, I mean, maybe you don't have that knowledge,
Yeah.
but
And that may be us stepping a little bit past the
yeah,
the theme of
the
today of
trope.
like of quick things you can do, but it, the first part of that was something quick you can do.
Yeah, get your
Like
services on your Google business profile,
yeah,
get them listed.
and who knows, maybe that acts as your first step into doing the little bit more complicated things. Sometimes all you need is that first step forward. You're like, oh, this changing my services. Oh, I get why this is important. Now I'm going to take that knowledge I have in this, and then I'm going to go do a little bit of keyword research, and that's going to expand your knowledge in that, and then you can apply that not just to your services but to everything
Yeah,
in your listing.
yeah, exactly. And it's once you get into this mode of thinking of like, okay, what's the customer going to see when they Google my business? What do I want them to see when they Google me? How am I going to get people in my door? How am I getting my leads? And there are definitely businesses that exist and have existed forever that are in the center of downtown and they get nothing but foot traffic all day, every day. But there are also businesses that don't sit there with a ton of foot traffic and they rely a lot on people Googling a service near you and then showing up. Restaurants are big on this. Food near me.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you want to see when you Google a restaurant? You want to see good reviews. You want to be able to see that the business has, foot traffic. I remember a long while ago when Google first included like the hours and how busy people were based on like how many people would view that listing at a certain periods of day. So it's like, oh, they're super busy at noon, but they die down at like 2, so it's a good time to go for lunch and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I remember that being a big deal. But you want to have all that information figured out. And I think the big one, the most major thing that you can have figured out and have consistent is your NAP, your name, your address, and your phone number. Your name, your address, and phone number need to be the same absolutely everywhere. You're going to put your name, your business name, not your name, your business's name needs to look the same on Yelp, needs to look the same on Google Business Profile, it needs to look the same on Facebook, Instagram, it needs to look the same everywhere.
Yes.
Address.
And
Your address needs to match literally everywhere. If
and the,
Google can go to Yelp and see that your address doesn't match your name and doesn't match the address that you have listed on your Google Business Profile, incongruency, it's a ding.
there's two major reasons why this is important. The first one being like a trust factor, your consistency. Google needs to see that you are telling everything the same information you are telling it. So if like Cody said, if you have a phone number one place that's one says one thing and you have another one somewhere else that says something different, and Google sees that, it's not going to know which one to promote. It's not going to know which one to trust, and it's not going to trust you as a whole. The second one is cannibalization. Cannibalization. Um, like
I'm like, whoa, 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 pause. We're not talking about cannibals, buddy.
like the idea that if there's a bit of information in one spot and a bit of information in another spot, only one, like if one of them's correct, one of them's wrong, and then the wrong one shows because it didn't know which one to show. That's like cannibalizing the space. That's your own information eating your own information and then like reducing how much it's affected, efficiency, effectiveness, um you
Efficacy.
know yeah, whatever you
I
want
don't
to
know.
consider it. But basically, if you have multiple, it can only give you one source of information. Like it can give you two phone numbers, sure, but like it only wants to give you one. So if it has two to pull from, there's always going to be a chance that it's giving you the wrong one if you got the wrong one out there. So
Yeah.
you don't want to cannibalize your own SEO.
Yeah, you don't want to be competing against yourself.
Exactly.
There's no reason to compete against yourself. There's enough people out there to compete against.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to be your own worst enemy. Get out of your own way.
Yes.
Get your nap together. And honestly, I think that's the biggest one. Citations are huge, and when I say citations, I mean Google Business Profile, claim your Yelp profile, claim your Apple Maps listing profile, and in there are so many. There are so many different directories out there that will list your business. People search on Groupon. People search on TikTok. People search on YouTube. People search on Facebook. People search all over the place. And the more consistent you are, the more places you are, the more likely you are to be found. And it's really that simple.
And
It
there's a
also
trust
helps.
factor that comes from that. I've talked on
Yeah.
that a couple times. Having these citations from sites that are trusted sites, Yelp,
Hmm.
Yellow Pages, anything that's like, hey, these are legitimate businesses that we are hosting in ours, and they can tell Google, hey, we are hosting these businesses because we view them as legitimate. Google trusts those sites more than they're going to trust yours, and they're going to take their word for it and use that to trust your site a little bit more and be more open to promoting it.
Yeah. And I mean, directories at this point, Google's so smart. It's like, oh, yeah, we know that there are directories that exist. These backlinks are from directories. But they also, if they're consistent and if they have all the same information, they are still valuable. It really is that simple of be everywhere, have consistent information, and then just be consistent out there. That Google Business Profile, once you've claimed it, once you fill out your name, address, and phone number, and you've made sure all of your services are listed and your hours are good with a voicemail set up if you're going to extend those hours, um, post. Make a social media post once
Yeah.
a week, minimum. Uh, Once a week so that Google sees that you're active. It's the same exact post that you're going to put on Facebook, maybe a little bit different copy on it, but make a post. And that shows Google that you are here. This
Make sure
business is active. You're doing
when you
something.
are making these posts, try to make
Yeah.
sure every one of them is unique to its own degree. Have a bit of a
Hmm.
brand voice behind it, but at the
Yep.
same note, make sure like everything is providing unique information, and make sure that information that it is providing is valuable. It's not just regurgitated, pardon my French,
Yeah.
bullshit.
I mean, I think that comes with being a small business owner.
Yeah.
When you're the face of your brand, when you're the small business, authenticity is everything. You are your brand.
Yes.
Be authentic. Be who you
We
are. Like
we
that's the selling point.
we have a client right now that kind of like he was hitting us with you guys kind of want to like have pictures of me on this, and like you guys are really kind of like fixating more on me. I kind of want to fixate on the brand, and it's like you're a one-man business. Like, you don't have any employees at all. Like, you may not realize this, but you are the brand. Like,
Yeah.
you are what your business is. Like, anything that, like, everything you do with your business is a reflection of you, and it has to be, because there's no one else's influence that can be in that.
Yeah. And I mean,
It's
I
like,
can understand and empathize with not wanting to get in front of a camera
yeah.
all the time. But also,
Who, me? No, I'm a
you are the
podcaster. I
brand.
love it.
But you are the brand. When you're that small business, it's your job. That's part of it, is being part of that brand. And not everyone's gonna want to do that. And maybe that's not for you. But I wish you luck if that's the route you want to go. I was not. It is not the route that I would suggest. That's the path of most resistance, I would say.
The path that
Although I
makes
have
you
seen a lot of these.
strongest.
I will say I've been seeing a lot of stuff about these like faceless creators, like these faceless businesses and stuff like that. And I don't like where that direction's going, man. I don't think that's gonna be a positive spot.
See, I don't know. Yeah, that's a topic for another podcast someday. Uh,
Fair.
like, I can see benefits, I can see negatives, and ultimately I don't care about either of them.
Yeah. See,
You wish you could have my level of indifference.
I
It's a
do. I
superpower, dude.
I realize pretty early on I tend to care a lot about a lot of things. I have a
I tend
lot of
to I tend
opinions.
to find myself wishing I cared about things more. So trust me, it's not
That's
a
why we make a good team.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm
I
I'm
should
over here
still be
like,
caring
hey
about things
Jordan,
and
can
like,
we
shit,
edit the
maybe I
color of
should
this?
care about this a little bit. Fine.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, hey, if it works out, it works out. Some of the things, it's not necessarily about care or not care. I like going in and fixing your services and your hours as a small
Yeah.
business and making sure your name address. It's not about caring. That's about do the job.
Yeah,
You know,
that's about doing the bare necessities.
the simple bare necessities.
How'd I know? How'd I know you would sing it?
Ah, it's been a long time for Jungle Book, man.
I
Did you
don't
ever
even
see the
remember,
live
I don't even
action?
remember ever seeing it. I'll be honest. I know the song. I don't remember ever watching Jungle Book.
You've never watched
I
Jungle Book,
didn't say I've
actually?
never watched it. I said I don't remember watching it.
Well, I mean, if you okay, not remembering it is basically like not watching it.
Yeah, true.
I don't know, man. Crazy stuff. But anyways, winding down the small business talk before we get into the after lunch post helpful information. If you're a small business leader, here's everything that you need to know. Here's the TLDR. Too long didn't read. Claim your Google business profile. If you have not claimed your Google business profile, it's really simple. Go to Google Business, Google your name, find your profile, click claim, and go through the process. They send you a postcard. You might have to wait a couple of weeks, but really it's not that difficult. Get your name, address, and phone, your NAP information on all of your listings correct and consistent. Your business name, your address, and your phone number for your business should all be the same on Yelp, Google, Apple Maps, Facebook, Instagram, all of your socials, all of everything that you can get online, Groupon, any directories you can find. Get your services listed. Make sure they're simplified for your customers. If I'm a customer and I read your service, I want to know what that means without needing a bunch of prior information. I also want all of your services listed. Every single one of them should be on your Google business profile. Because if I Google a service, a specific service, I want to be able to see you if you provide that service. And then finally, service areas. If you service an area, you're in a metropolitan town and you've got a bunch of boroughs or neighborhoods all around you, include those as service areas. If it is feasible for you to either drive out and perform your service or for them to drive to you and perform the service, that should be listed. And that just shows Google that you're out there and you're willing and able to handle services in those areas. And those are just some really simple things to get started with. I think all of those things Shoot,
Yeah, I
this
do
one.
have something I want to add. It kind of goes along with like the citation side of it that we've kind of talked about and making sure the things on your
Mhm.
social medias are accurate.
Yeah,
Another thing, if you don't have social medias, a big one, you definitely want to, get yourself a company Facebook made. You
yeah.
want to get that linked to your Google My Business. And
Hmm.
then you want to try to regularly get people visiting that page with good content being posted. Like I said, good quality content. Be
Yeah,
consistent about it, and it's going to function a lot like your website does. Where your website, the more traffic you have, the more Google is going to trust your SERP ranking and everything, like your business on Google. The more traffic and the more likes and the more engagement you get on social media, the more those social medias are going to push your brand, which is another way to push yourself and get yourself ranked a little bit on those social medias as well, or
yeah. It's
non-social medias.
creating. You're creating social cues. You're
Yeah.
creating authenticity. You are a business owner. You provide a service. Get out there and show people that you provide that service. Because
And
if I want that service, I want to see you doing that service. I want to be
and
able to see, oh yeah, they have a Facebook page, they have a website, they have a Google business profile, they have reviews, they
And
have,
to some people, those Facebook pages are they get more information from the Facebook pages than they do Google. Like I'm a big Google guy. Like I'm getting all my company information from Google, but I do know that there are people that are like looking for companies on Facebook before they're
yeah,
Googling the companies, and like that may be where someone gets their source of information for you. That may be where they get their phone number to call you from. If it's free and if you're not doing it, you're missing a major opportunity.
yeah. And I mean, we can talk all day. The whole point of this
We'll
Good Rep,
drag
Lunch with
Sam
the
on
Good
here
Rep
for a
Boys is
social
talk about
chat.
these small
We'll get him
business
on
things. I'm
here.
like, I'm gonna dive into social media and talk about how to be in groups and
Yeah.
what you should be posting on social
Yeah, we'll
media
have
and
we'll
how
have a whole
often.
episode for social media, and we'll drag Sam on here, and he'll cry the
That
whole time.
that can be a
Not
that can
cry,
be a
but
whole.
you know what I mean. He won't be happy about it.
I'm just imagining Sam hopping in. Sam, he
I
is
think Sam
our
would be
social
great.
media guy. He is a, can I say professional? Do I have to say like semi-professional disc golfer? Is there a I don't know.
Semi-professional, semi-professional is the right
Semi-professional.
is the
I don't
accurate
know if
term.
okay. Because I know he plays in tournaments and he like plays. He's on like
But like, I mean, I
the disc
suppose
golf
amateur, like
amateur league.
amateur. Like he's in tournaments. He plays in
Yeah,
legitimate tournaments that like I believe that
he's
there is
got
money to
ranking.
be
He
won in the tournaments, or at least prizes for disc golf to be won in the tournaments. Um,
yeah. They've got like a
and
whole
like
elo
he gets
system,
out
don't
there, he
they?
does the thing. He has a sponsorship. I
Yeah, that
Once you have a sponsorship, to me, that's if that's not
that means you're
semi-pro, that's at
professional.
least amateur. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you've got someone behind you and you're like, hey, this is a, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
That should be legitimate.
Yeah,
But anyways, he's our
I've used
social
I've
media
used
guy.
his affiliate code to buy me a disc. So
Honestly, I've had the same thought. I've noticed going to game stores recently. I've been getting back into playing some Magic the Gathering. In most of the Magic the Gathering stores I've gone to, they have a section for disc golf.
really,
I didn't realize there's this much overlap in disc golf
and
and
I can see
Magic.
it. I could definitely see it.
uh,
Yeah, no,
I
I
will
definitely
say
I definitely see that. Um,
I'm I have been enjoying disc golf the couple of times that I've done it,
yeah, you gotta
but
get out there more. You're over by some good parks
honest,
over there. Uh,
honestly,
I thought about doing disc. Like there was a when I went tubing on Sunday. I went up there, like we got on the river around 2. I thought about leaving like hours early just to get up there like 3 hours early and go disking before we got on the river.
mm,
I didn't do
yeah,
it, but like it's one of my favorite courses up there. It's one of the hardest courses I've played because it's like I've played a lot of courses that are like through the woods, but like not a lot of them that feel like they are just in the fucking woods. Like this one just feels
you
like
just are in the
like
woods.
we put a hole here, we put a hole there, figure out your path. Like there's obvious paths in it, but like yeah, no, it's the most wooded course I've ever played, but it's also like what I learned to play on. It's like the first course I ever played, and like I played it consistently, only that one for years, so I love it. They've taken it when I first started. It was a normal 18-hole course that they had three bonus holes on. They've now like broken that up into two different courses, and they've added like 15 more, so that then they have like they took the bonus courses and they turned it all around. I don't really love it, but I do appreciate that they got like 36 holes at it.
They've got that is so many holes.
Yeah,
What?
it's two different courses. It's two 18-hole courses.
That's insane. I
Yeah,
mean,
golf is
still, that's
18
pretty.
holes.
That's really cool. But that is huge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It takes up a pretty big amount of space. Because like there are some courses you'll go to that are really good at like looping themselves or in on each other, like or in on itself. Like, um, where did you play? You went to JC with us. You played with us at
Yeah,
JC in Kentwood. That's a really good one. That's in like a square mile. You know, it's 18 holes that just loop around itself in
yeah,
like such a nice way. Whereas you go to this one and it's like a big riverside of course, it's not riverside. You're not along the river. There's trees and stuff. You don't see it, but like it's where we took off from when you came up there and went tubing with us
yeah,
that one time. Like
yeah, yeah.
like you know how there was like that big circle parking lot thing that we kind of pulled into for like where we parked at and everything for like the big loop park. If you were to
Yeah.
like jump across the street instead of turning left there, if you were to turn right, like that's right where hole one is. That's where that course starts, and it just runs like along the river like a couple miles down.
Dang. So it is like a big course. See, I feel like
Oh, it's 36
now
holes.
hear me out here. Hear me out. So when disc golf is a new thing, at least somewhat new, at least
I
in
don't know. This
popularity.
is a great conversation for Sam on the
I
pod
was
because
I'm
I have no clue. I couldn't answer this.
I'm just I want to know what the mindset behind disc golf was. Like who created disc golf
Someone who
and
couldn't
why?
play ball golf. Sam's not gonna love this
they,
part. Someone who couldn't play ball golf and just like it was too hard to hit the little ball, so they fucking were like, "I'm good at throwing a
they were
frisbee."
gonna do frisbees.
Yeah,
Like
my 8-year-old son can throw a frisbee like like. And I'm not trying to insult. I love disc golf. I play it all the time. I play more disc golf
we're
than I
shit
do
talking
ball golf.
now.
I played ball golf one time in the past like 3 years, so
See, and I've never once played ball golf ever. I have
it'll
hit
be
a
rough the
ball.
first time you do it. Like you're like, how
What?
hard can it be to hit a ball off a tee? Pretty fucking hard.
I'm
It
just
is tough.
imagining you there with
It
like
is
a
tough,
driver,
but
like swinging
but
for
the
5 minutes.
moment you hit it good one time, you will be chasing that feeling for the rest of your life.
It's just that satisfaction that I see. I would get into that satisfaction. The ting, I think
Yeah.
like the ting is what would get to me because
You
I
know it. You know the moment you fucking the sorry, I keep cursing now. The moment you let one rip, like you know the second it comes off the club, like that was the one right there. That was it.
this one makes me happy.
Yeah.
This is the
I'm
only
gonna
thing
think
that's
about
gonna.
that one for the rest of the night for sure. Like when we get done golfing and everyone's like, "How'd golfing go?" and I say, "Oh, I golfed a 135," and like it's like horrible. I can be like, "But on hole seven, I shot a rocket around that corner." Like
It's
I
I had an
I
awful day, but
I
I had
turned the
one.
elbow and ooh, it ripped. Yeah, and I'm saying this from firsthand experience because
Yeah.
like I went golfing for a friend's bachelor party like a few years ago, and like I don't know, like it wasn't the worst. We were doing like a scramble, so like you like whoever is the best in your group, you play from the best ball every time, um
Mhm.
I had two people that were decently good, so most of the time it wasn't me. But then one of the times, like off drive, like I just like it was like dog leg right, I think is how you say it, like where it goes straight and then it curves off to the right, and
Dog
there's like
leg
a
right with the
pond,
sawtooth
and then there's a
cuff.
pond there to the right, and I just like I was getting so mad because I wasn't doing good that like while everyone else was doing theirs, I'm off on the side just doing practice swings trying to get there, and I tell myself like you got it, and I stepped up there and just one whack nailed it, and it's right around landed right up on the green, and I was like, I'm gonna talk about that for years. There's gonna be 3 years later, I'm gonna be sitting on a podcast talking about this golf hit.
Oh goodness. Yeah, remember when we played college ball, man?
uh, no, this wasn't even college. I was probably 27 years old.
You were like, that was like yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's so funny, man. I maybe I will go out and hit a golf. See, if I were to go do it though, what I would do is
I would rather go to a driving range. I'd rather go
yeah,
top golf
bring me
driving
to a
range
top
and
golf.
just fucking let it rip.
Yeah, exactly. Bring me to a top golf. Let me eat fried food and have a beer while I try to repeatedly get this one good hit in. Uh,
You can have beers out on the golf course the entire time you're out on the golf course. You bring a cool
that's
like you don't have to go to top golf to enjoy a beer while you hit a ball as hard as you can. You can do it from the putting
but
green if you want.
if I want a burger and fries at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
there.
And if you just
But
want to focus on just hitting it as hard as you can, like I do, yeah, top golf seems like the place to go. I've never
top
been
golf
there.
league.
I've never been there, but I think I would really enjoy some top golf. We
Well,
should
hey,
go.
you've
We
heard it
should
here
go.
first.
We should see if Joe can pay for us to do an outing to Top Golf.
Well, I was gonna say you heard it here first. Next week, the Good Rep Boys take over Top Golf.
Coming live from Top Golf. We're gonna reserve an entire Top Golf. I don't even know where the closest one to us is. I think it's Detroit.
Oh, I have no idea. I know there's an actual like
Like golf
golf
course driving
range,
range.
but I think it's like one of those like AI ones with like the screens where you hit the ball
Oh,
with the
like yeah, like
screen.
the virtual ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know there's
No,
one here in Granville, but
yeah. Well, a lot of clubhouses will have those. Like if you just go to like a country club, they'll have like a little setup one where it's like like one or two people can like play at it. Like so like if it's storming or something and someone still wants to get hit. I actually had a friend whose dad built one in their garage for them to just like golf in their garage whenever they wanted to. I was like, that's
see,
pretty cool.
Cassidy's sister's husband, I know, far removed here, also built one, like in his like office garage area. Like he
Yeah.
built himself a little like stand aside from the house garage, and so he put that out there with his office. I'm like, oh shit, man,
I've seen a video
it's a
someone
lot of money,
built
but
their own and then like just like ripped a ball right through it. Like like they must not have built it with a strong enough material and they went to drive one and the ball just made like a perfect hole right through it and you just hear it bounce
that
off the
would
wall behind
suck.
it.
That would suck.
Yeah,
Oh my
that'd
god,
be horrible. Because I
I'd
can't
be so
imagine those screens are very cheap.
no, they are definitely not. But all right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another lunch with the Good Rep Boys. Glad to have everyone here. Hopefully, you had a couple of tips, maybe some things that might be useful for you, maybe some entertainment. Who knows? But we'll see you next week here on the Good Rep channel, same time, same place, Tuesdays at noon. And it was a pleasure chatting with y'all. Talk to you next time.